Yeah.
He gets a break.
Yeah, it was good.
Will, what do the words cancer-free mean to you?
It's a huge relief for, I think, me personally, obviously, first and foremost, and then, my family, secondly, and then I think just the team and culture and staff around here. It's a big relief, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a breath of fresh air.
The decision that you made here to redshirt, for you, what went into it?
For me, I think, there's multiple things. You guys have seen me play. I'm not much of a perimeter player. I get the meat and potatoes there in the inside, and I think I feel really good, and I feel strong, and I'm well conditioned, but I think I still have more to give for this team ultimately. And with only 16 games left, plus playoffs, I felt that I didn't want to rush into something where I wouldn't be ready to play every night just from a recovery standpoint, right? So, Mario Lemieux took an entire 2 years off after his bout. I know that I was reading that Saku Koivu took an entire year off. There's guys that have gone through it and they've had to take entire years off before they feel good. And fortunately, I feel really good, and I'm able to compete in practice and feel good in the gym, and my conditioning's there. But I know that I have an extra gear that I had in August that I haven't gotten there yet, and so that's kind of what played into my decision.
What was the mindset when you got that news in August? I saw Luke, I think, at media day. Obviously, they're there for you, but for you, it felt like you were really coming on last year. I know you had a good summer. The timing was tough.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, it was hard for me to believe. When I talked to these guys on Monday, I was working out with guys who are Stanley Cup champions this summer, and right behind them, not missing a beat, pushing them. They were pushing me, and to get that news that you had cancer in your body was disappointing and devastating, right? And I was at the best shape of my life, like I said I was in, and you're right. I felt like I was really coming on at the end of the year and just feeling comfortable, and it was disappointing to hear, but through the whole process, I was able to stay on the ice and kind of able to keep a lot of just those hand skills you need. And as I noticed getting back into it in our team skates, it's just the rhythm of the game is kind of what's come back, and I feel comfortable and it feels natural. I don't think it's been too much time off the ice.
How different is the way you feel now compared to what you were going through in 21-22 when you were going back and forth and trying to keep up and trying to get as many games as you could?
Yeah, way different. The treatment was different in 2020. From 2020 to 2022, I was doing only chemo, and this time I did an immunotherapy, which uses my own body cells that are modified to go back in and kill the cancer that's there, and successfully did so. And so just not having that level of toxicity in my body, from a physical standpoint in the gym and on the ice, it makes a huge difference. Yeah.
What did Saturday mean to you?
It was a lot of fun. I just wanted to go out there and have some fun. It was too bad that first shift I had to block a shot in the neutral zone, but it was good. I had a lot of family friends there, and I think it was just kind of, it's something that it was a target that I always had on my mind, not knowing how I'd feel. I knew that exhibition in January was always a goal to achieve, and I was glad I was able to fulfill that.
What did it mean to hear that recognition from there were a lot of Bulldog fans there on Saturday?
Yeah.
They recognized the moment when you were introduced as a starter.
Yeah, it was special. I mean, I'm not going to forget that. That means a ton. I wasn't expecting that. I'd say, even for myself, I was maybe a little embarrassed, looking back on it. I should have recognized the crowd, but in the moment, it's kind of something that, I think I was taking all in and just in awe. And it shows kind of how much support's out there, between obviously our Bulldog fans, but also the St. Thomas fans. And, the thing that I thought was pretty cool is normally when, I know I've never done it, when the other team's starting lineup gets brought out, I don't think I've ever tapped my stick once for another guy on the other team, right, the enemy. But all the guys on the other team were also tapping their sticks. So it was pretty cool to see that.
What are your goals here? You're getting back to classes and that part of things.
Yep.
Student life is important. But, in terms of your physical conditioning, what are your goals here? You'll sit out here the second half and look to get back to
Yeah, I think it starts my off season a little earlier. Gives me a lot of time to accomplish one, kind of putting on a little bit more weight. I'm a little under where I was at in August. And then for me, like, it's pretty cliche, but bigger, faster, stronger, right? I think it'll be nice to be back in class and here practicing at the rink every day, just be back in like that routine environment that I'm used to. Being at home in the fall, like, I felt like at times I was just like getting bored, right? You know, you're out of routine. I can do as much as I want, like working out and skating and that sort of thing, but you can't be doing that all the time. So it'll be nice to get back in the routine. Yeah, I think for me it's really just, you know, honing in on kind of like that core and lower body strength and explosiveness, and just kind of, you know, building your body up, you know, that shield of armor that is going to kind of protect you the duration of the whole season.
The family and doctors are obviously important in something like this, but what's it meant to have the guys here that support them?
Yeah, it's huge.
Staff, players.
It's huge. I mean, I think I got out of the hospital on a Wednesday in September, and I was up here on Friday, you know, just to come see the guys and hang out with the guys. So, I mean, they're basically my second family. You know, I spend more time with them the last 3 years than I have pretty much with my own family. So it's been huge, you know, just whether guys are giving me a call on days when I was in the hospital in the cities, just little stuff like that, like, it goes a long way.
Will you have 2 years ago until you at least?
I believe so. I'm not sure how it all works, but for sure one, yeah. I still have to figure that stuff out.
I wasn't sure if you guys were looking at like our freshman, you only played 5 games.
Yeah.
You had a hardship waiver for that.
Yeah, I don't think I got one that year.
Okay.
So,
you're looking
yeah.
by redshirting this year, you'll get
Yeah,
you get 2 more years.
probably. Yeah, I would think so.
Matt might be mad at me for not leaving it for the podcast, but can you share the story of when you were in the hospital and going down for breakfast, but actually going to the rink with your dad?
Yeah, so through a few connections, yeah, I mean, well, I'll tell you the whole story. So about the first 10 days I was in there, I was in the hospital for 29 nights, I think, to begin August and September, and then like 7 to 10 more in October. And so that first like 7-10 days, like, I'm just getting so bored, and I was still feeling pretty good at the time. And so my buddy came down, and they had a sport court, and we were just like out shooting pucks at the sport court, like passing the puck around. And then me and my dad were sitting there one day, and I'm like literally across the street is Augsburg, and I'm at the University of Minnesota, so they have Ritter and Mariucci running, and I'm like, we got to get some ice. Like, we have to find a way to find some ice. I'm getting so bored in here. And so through a classmate connection of his that works down at the U, we were able to hop on at Ritter at like 7 a.m. for the last 20 or so days I was down there. Wasn't advised upon by the medical staff, but as long as it was just me and my dad, they were pretty okay with it. And so, yeah, I just tell the nurse, you know, I think they ended up catching on, but I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go head down for breakfast. Like, I'll see you guys in a couple hours. They'd be like, oh, okay. And then, like, a few times I would come back just, like, all sweaty. And they kind of caught on quick that I was going down for breakfast, but also leaving to go over to 7 a.m. Ritter sessions. So that definitely, like, helped a huge piece, and obviously just maintaining, like, those little hand skills and stuff like that in the ice. Like, I was getting pretty beat down with what they were giving me, and so conditioning wise, like, I could do what I wanted to, but it wasn't going to help anything just with what I was receiving. And then just mentally, you know, being on the ice felt so natural. It's something I've known my entire life, so it definitely helped me mentally, probably more than physically.
I can listen to that and go, oh, I wonder if someone's going to listen to this. Wait, that's what the heck he was doing?
Yeah, I tell my doctors, and they, like, because I was like, hey, like, I can get ice on campus, so I'm not, like, they didn't want me leaving the campus, basically. And they were like, technically still on campus, so still at the hospital in a way. But yeah, they were like, yeah, if it's only you, like, if it's you and your dad, just only you guys. And then a few times I had like buddies from home come. It was just us three, so it was nice. My hands definitely got better because the passes were all over the place, and feet probably just receiving pucks. But you know, they got better as time went. Like, there's a couple times that like I got on my dad, and then he would kind of like, he was like, I mean, I'm trying out here. And then one day I was like, all right, I'm not going to get on him. And then he started getting on himself, but it was a lot of fun. So, I mean, we're definitely going to remember those 2-3 weeks we had, making the best out of not such a great time. So it was good.
Where did your dad all play hockey? He said he called him more of a football player.
Yeah, he played football at NDSU, but he played high school hockey for Mountain View. And like just talking to my grandpa, my uncle was also a good hockey player. He played at St. Thomas when they were D3. I think they got runner-ups in like '99 or 2000. But I was like asking one day, I'm like, yeah, like how was like my dad as a player? He's like, or like him and Ryan, and that's my uncle, and he's like, yeah, your dad, a little bit more of a football player on skates. It's like Ryan, he's pretty skilled, but no one wanted to go against your dad, that's for sure. So maybe that's where I got my game, and then hopefully a little bit of hands from my uncle. But yeah.
Improve at all from the start to the end of those?
Yeah, definitely. I think like him and his men, he plays men's league, with some Centennial dads as well. They just have like a Tuesday, Thursday league, and then some of my buddies who graduated who are like around town now and didn't play hockey past high school, like they play them, and they would say that like he's starting to look a little bit better out there, a little quicker. So yeah, hopefully it helps him out in the men's league game.
Kind of overall, what has hockey meant to you throughout this whole situation? Just mentioning you talked about the people that went through the same thing in these instances with your dad. How has this sport just kind of helped you keep going?
Yeah, I mean it's been huge, right? I think the way that I think that I've had to look at it as well is like life and hockey, and for sometimes or 100% of the time hockey comes to an end for everybody, but I've been fortunate enough to kind of always have hockey as like a light that's kept me going through those hard days, and it hasn't ended for me yet, and I don't plan on it ending anytime soon. So it's been something like I've been able to keep my passion for and keep working at.
There's a Make-A-Wish thing going on this weekend with a kid who was competing. Are you familiar with him at all? Or?
Yeah, I think I've met him one time when they were down here. But yeah, I'm more familiar with another kid in Duluth who is actually from Cloquet, and I skated with him last year because as it just worked out, like he did a lot of lessons with Bronwyn, and then Bronwyn obviously works with us. So no, I think I've met this kid once, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
What's it mean for the university and the athletic? This is kind of an annual thing, this Make-A-Wish campaign.
Yeah.
This is maybe a little more personal to you this year with the kid also going through
Yeah.
something you've gone through.
Yeah, I remember my freshman year too. We had the Make-A-Wish game, I think, against North Dakota, and it was kind of similar situation. A young kid with cancer, and I think it's as simple as just having like a conversation with the kid, right? There's been multiple times that like I've had people who aren't from around here that reach out to me over Instagram or something like that, and it's like a parent of a kid who has the same exact disease I have, and like they just, I think it helps, like I can answer questions for them, and then they also look at me as an inspiration for their kid, right? These 12, 14-year-old kids don't deserve to go through something like that, and they're getting a year of hockey stripped away essentially, but they work hard and stay disciplined. There's no reason why a kid that has the same thing I have can't get back to playing youth hockey with all their buddies and having fun. So I think that part of it's been pretty cool for me, like pretty eye-opening. I've had recently one person from Alaska. Like, when am I ever going to talk to somebody from Alaska? Maybe if I want to go like moose hunting or something crazy like that. But yeah, maybe a good connection. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool that something like that. I'm able to help other people with it. Cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
that sounds like? A personal problem.
I don't know mine starts, so we'll find out later.
Work on that.
Yeah. So you okay with it if it doesn't snow again? Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Just checking, Alexis.
Love the snow versus hating that I love the snow. It's great.
I like the warmer weather. Next week's gonna suck,
Yeah.
right? Zach?
Not gonna be fun.
20, 25 and snow, I'm okay with that. 0, 13, 14, 20 below? No.
Scott,
Mhm.
Will's gonna redshirt the rest of the year here, but what does it still mean to have him back with the team, and the guys practicing maybe classes?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, it's great to see, the recognition he got in the Saturday game. I was kind of chuckling because he got blasted with a shot on the first shift, right? Actually thought he broke his knee, right? But he didn't, so. Poor kid, but, no, it means a lot. He's a great kid. Guys love him. He's been through a lot. Brings a real positive personality, right? So, great to have around.
That's the kind of player you love though, right? The guy that comes back from 5 months with cancer, blocks a shot.
I don't think he blocked that. I think the guy just shot it at him, so. But I will give him the block on it.
What did you think of how he looked out there in that first period?
It was hard to tell. I mean, he didn't play a whole lot. And then after that, he tried and he was hobbling around, so. I was just happy to see him out there, So were the guys, they were fired up.
I don't want to talk to Luke. It seems like Will's personality and everything is infectious and helps get the guys up. Is that something you see out there too? Just him as a person and how he's handled everything that's been thrown at him?
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's a funny guy, and again, guys know what he's gone through, so, that's a part of it. But he's got, he's enjoying he's enjoying it, right? Like some guys, I don't know, do you enjoy it? Like, I mean, poor guy's gone, like I look at him and Zach, they've gone through hard. Like, they've gone through hard. And some of these guys haven't gone through hard, right? And I think that appreciation from those guys, that they're grateful they're able to still play the game, right? And I think more guys need to look at it that way, right? That you should be grateful that you still have the opportunity to play this game, so go play it, right? Enjoy every day. So I hope that those things rub off on our guys, because that's what Stezzy went through it. Obviously, Will's gone through it. Just that appreciation to be able to be at the rink and put the skates on and do the thing that he wants to do or they love to do, and more guys need to have that, right? Quit worrying about all the little materialistic things. Those things are life things, real important life things that those guys have gone through, so.
What do you think how your team looked in that exhibition?
Not very good, not very good. I thought our goalies were great. I thought both of them played great. I thought our fourth line with Fish and Joey at forward, and I thought those guys did a great job. Gino. Rest of the guys, we turned pucks over, we weren't engaged, looked like we didn't want to be there. I was disappointed with our effort. And if we play like that, we won't win many games. How's that for an answer?
Sums it up?
I'm never going to lie to you, right?
No?
I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff either. We need to be a lot better. We need to be a lot better than that. I know we will against CC, but you can't show up. It's a hockey game. Wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough.
Turnovers against St. Thomas, Colorado College, a team that they feed off of that. They feed off those turnovers and get their transition going. They roll
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah, most teams do. I mean, Air Force did. We did the same thing against Air Force, right? We fed their transition. We fed their offense, right? If we don't take care of pucks better, number one thing when I went in before the game was puck management, right? We didn't do a very good job of it. And if we continue to play with the puck like that, we're going to be on our heels and we're going to have a tough time winning hockey games.
Everyone besides the people we know that are done setting up.
You'll see on Friday. You'll see. Everyone's out there, whether they're all available, right? closer. We'll see.
What have you seen with this Colorado team and how they improve here in year 3, Chris?
Very good goaltender. Got some, their top line's very good. I think they've got good depth. I think their depth has improved a lot with their team over the last year or two. They got some older guys that have been there. I like how they've grown with their guys. They haven't spent a lot of time in the portal. They're trying to grow within. I think that shows in the way they play. But their top line's good. Their top line's good. And it's not just that line, but they're got some, Laba's good. We didn't see that Romeliev or whatever, however you say his name, right, last year because he was hurt, big body. But they got guys, they got some speed. Like you said, they're a good transition team. Couple defensemen, you know, that are very mobile, and they'll get part of the offense. But and Barco's good. He's gonna be a tough riddle to solve, you know. And when you have that, I mean, it gives your whole team confidence, and they play that way. So they've grown a lot as a team. We found that out last year. You know, didn't respect them when we got our ass handed to us the first night. So if we're not ready, it can happen again.
Are there any advantages to facing a team that's coming off a really short week? They had that Monday series against the Gophers, and now they're gearing up to play a game Friday here.
We're probably more into it. I mean, we've only played, you know, the one game. You know, and even when we got back, it was a very short week. Played 2 games, then we had a couple days off. Then you're kind of into more of a bye week, even though there was a game. So they're probably a little more into it. I don't think there's anything, not at this time of the year, coming off break. You guys want to play? I mean, we're going to maybe go through that next year with a 3-game week. So coming off Christmas. So no, they'll be ready.
Are there, when you have guys like Will and Cole who are, you know, practicing but can't play, are there different ways you use them in practice? How do you incorporate them into, or just use them like treat them like normal players out there?
Just normal.
Okay.
I mean, they'll get their reps, and nothing really changes. Yep.
You said coming into the season that you weren't expecting the freshmen to come out well. You didn't really have to contribute as much with the roster changes and other changes. How is that conversation with them kind of different coming into the second half?
Well, I always don't want to put a lot of pressure on our freshmen, right? It's a tough league. It's a tough jump to come in, right? I mean, we saw that last year with Isaac Howard, right? Everyone had a lot of pressure, but he was a first-round pick, and he didn't score right away, so everyone's like, what's wrong with him, right? Sometimes these kids need time to grow. I think some of our freshmen have played extremely well. They've played big minutes for us. Aaron Pionk, Matty Perkins, you know, Mangini. You know, those guys have been kind of the 3 of our freshmen that have played a ton. I mean, now Fisher's getting a chance to play. But we need more out of our older guys. Like, you know, fortunately we lose Dom. He's a catalyst on our team. You know, then we lose Spicer. So we're down 2 of our probably top centers. So again, opportunity, but we need more out of our older guys, you know. But our young kids have learned a lot, and I think they've been big contributors. And I'm not shocked by that. But at the same time, I'm not going to go, oh, Matthew Perkins is going to be the best freshman in the country, right? He might be by the end of the year, but he's learning a position that he didn't play a lot last year. He's played wing, you know, got him back at the middle again. So it's a learning curve. You know, I think Mangini's played very consistently. He brings energy. He's tenacious. I love that out of him. I think whatever line he's been on, he's brought it. It's killing penalties for us. So, and I really like where Fisher's come. Like for a player that didn't see much action, to get thrown in Milwaukee, first couple of games, I thought he did a really good job. He's a smart player. He'll get used to the pace. I think we've seen him get better each week, each month here. Now he's getting some game stuff, so I'm excited to see where he could go. But I think he's done a really good job there for not playing a lot, especially coming in at that a little different early in the year versus mid-season or later in the year. So I think that's a credit to him. He's worked hard. He stayed out. He's done extra. You know, he's had a great attitude, and he's getting an opportunity now. And I like what I've seen out of him.
Felt on a
fell down a rabbit hole?
What are some of the components to a good zone entry?
To a good zone entry?
Yeah.
Support. Gotta have support. Speed. Speed's one of them, but again, it's support, you know. At least have numbers, right? You gotta read what, you know, I think, I think there's a couple things, right? See a lot of guys skate straight up the wall. I like our guys to get off and attack more of the middle, right? When you can. It's the same thing. Entering the zone, you gotta read, do the D have loose gaps, tight gaps, right? If they have a tight gap, you might have to chip. Chip is an entry. But some guys wait too long, right? But again, if you don't have puck support and you're waiting for that guy, that's why you probably don't accomplish the chip, right? So we've got to support pucks better. Our second man's got to be closer. He's got to have support. It's the same thing. It's a concept all over the rink, right? When you come up the rink disconnected, you're not going to have any type of entry, clean entries, right? So there's a lot of things that go into it, Bruce. But you know, you got to make reads. You got to have puck support. You know, you got to know, can you enter with speed? Can you stop up? Can you delay? You know, and then, but again, it's not just that second man. It's third man trying to get your D up, get a fourth man. Everyone's trying to have four-man rushes, right? D are always trying to get up. So there's a lot of components, right? But our biggest issue is, I think, not having good enough puck support. And against this team, we're going to have to chip pucks, right? Sometimes you're going against four guys, depending if they get set in their neutral zone.
I think you said after last season that you're maybe a little bit bummed that Sandy didn't get to play the games. And what did you see out of him in two periods, especially?
You know, I'm glad I'm much of the same, right? And it's good for him because I think it's been a little bit tougher year for him, you know, as far as not playing versus last year. Last year he had some injuries. This year he was healthy. I do think early on he wasn't pushing enough for me, but I like the fact that he got a half a game. It's not easy to go in half a game, but you know, with Zach being out, we split him. Probably would have just played a period had Zach played. So I thought he did a great job. I mean, he didn't get much help. You know, I mean, stop a breakaway, stop a rebound, that's not, I mean, he's doing everything he can do. The first goal was a rebound, so we had guys there. So maybe the only one that he wants back is the third goal. But it was a good shot. Guy used the D as a screen, but I thought he played great. I thought Thies was great too. They were bright spots, along with Mangini and Fisher and Pierce, for me.
Can you talk about the impact that Save Squad has had on your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think, number one, obviously Gabby deserves a lot of credit, right? It's great that she was from here and she kind of got that going, right? So kudos to her for doing that, and also, you know, winning the humanitarian award. But guys, you know, it's an important topic right now. I mean, everyone knows people that are either going through it, have gone through it, and who knows how many others are going through it and aren't saying anything, right? So I think what she's doing to raise that awareness is huge. And hopefully it gives whoever, you know, the avenue to know they can get help and not go through those things, right? So.
Good?
Mm-hmm.